and just like that, the first truck is done. That maybe took, what, 15 minutes to empty that whole truck? Maybe 20?
About 20 minutes, yeah.
20 minutes?
And then the next one's already parked there, ready to go.
Wow. So there's like a queue. We have like basically a queue of trucks lined up so that the concrete doesn't dry when we pour more.
Exactly.
We don't want any cold joints, right?
We don't want any cold joints. That's why we need them staggered, one after another.
So obviously we have a lot more guys on the site today than we normally do.
So I have what we call extra finishers,
Yeah.
which is after we pour the final truckload, or one of the last two trucks, their job is gonna be to screed it, get it nice and flat and smoothed out.
Right.
Right now, they're just kind of all helping, making sure the rebar doesn't get pushed down. They're pushing the concrete down with some sticks. We're gonna hit it with the vibrator in a minute. So at the moment, they're just extra hands.
Yeah.
You'll see them all scurrying as we raise the level of concrete. This is the first truck. We still got, probably by like the fourth or fifth truck, you'll see more activity.
What'd that for?
It's giving them they're marking it, so that way they know the height that the middle has to come to. So that way there's no dip.
Oh, gotcha.
We have the levels around the edges.
Right.
And in the middle, they're using that right now
Makes sense.
as their visual cue. Because you don't want to pull. You don't want it to have a crater in the middle.
Right. Seems like the fellas are happy with the weather today because it's pretty cool comparatively to how it's been.
It's a nice overcast day.
Yeah, they're not dying, just shriveling up out there.
Especially like when we start pouring the actual top layer.
Yeah.
Because the concrete is exothermic, so it gets warm, especially like on hot days.
Right.
You'll feel that radiant heat hit you in the chest, and it sucks.
It also dries a lot faster when it's hot, right?
It'll flash off, yeah. The water on the top layer start to dry off a lot faster.
Which we don't want that. We want it to dry. We want it to cure slowly right now.
We want a nice gradual cure. So like even after we pour it today, it'll over the next few days is the most crucial of cure times, because the outside layer getting blasted by the sun could crack. So tomorrow morning we're gonna soak all the concrete. So they're bringing up the rebar using those sticks because the weight of the concrete can pull it down, and we want to make sure it remains where it's at. We're just making sure it doesn't get sunk down. And then we were leveling off the anchor bolt because the concrete will push them left and right as we're pouring.
Gotcha.
See the rebar, like he's straightening it out as the concrete's coming in, it's pushing it around. So we're just making sure everything remains nice and straight.
This is truck number 3, by the way.
3 trucks in.
Truck number 3. Takes what, 4 or 5 guys to move that one hose? I mean, I remember picking it up many weeks ago. It's way heavier than it looks. I mean, there's like thousands of pounds of concrete being poured through it.
The hoses themselves are heavy, but when you fill them with concrete, it's just wet concrete. It's just not a good time to do it, by yourself.
Right.
They're being delicate around our forms to not bump into anything, catch on anything, because the hose connectors could catch onto the rebar and just make it annoying to move by yourself. Team effort. Concrete truck number 5 just arrived, so we're setting it up.
Oh shit. Truck 5. This is a dumb question, but all of the wood for the concrete forms, that eventually gets removed, right?
Yeah, we're gonna remove it tomorrow morning while we're waiting for the wood delivery, or after the wood delivery. It gets pulled off. That way I can give it a bath with some water.
Is it pretty easy to pull off once it's the concrete's cured?
Well, we sprayed it down with a little bit of diesel as a release agent.
Got it.
So it should come off easy. If not,
crowbar.
Usually a crowbar and a hammer are really good motivators.
Nice. Okay, so this is a little bit weird, but Aaron and I are gonna start live streaming right now. We're doing an IRL stream for the rest of the day, and I'm not gonna be able to continue shooting this video right now. So I've actually given Alvaro my backup camera. He's gonna continue filming while Aaron and I are busy. but I am going to circle back, and when I do, this foundation should be more or less complete. What a crazy freaking day that was. What an insane day that we had last week. So much concrete, so many dudes just out there killing it. It was really, really fun to watch. Just mesmerizing. I'm still impressed by those guys. But I obviously saw them finish the screeding and all the finish work. All of the finisheros did a fantastic job, but obviously Aaron and I had to leave before the concrete pad was fully cured, before they removed the concrete forms. All of that wood was still in place. So I'm on my way back right now to meet Alvaro at the site again, and this will be the first time I've seen the pad done. They may have also even started a bit of framing. But we'll see. How you doing? Hi. Whoa. Oh my God. There's already wood on it. They already started putting the base of the framing on. This is awesome progress. Can I walk on this? Can I step? Okay. Gracias. Oh man, this is my first time standing on the pad. Literally my first time standing, not my first time kneeling on it. I was doing a bit of finish work last week, but this is my first time. This is my first time standing on the foundation of my new home. It's crazy. Where were you at?
I went to Gonzales to go get more seal foam for the bottom of the bottom plates.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Me and Juan were talking about that he noticed yesterday that there isn't a single crack so far in the foundation.
That's right.
Usually there's like a couple, one or two hairline going across, but we made sure that this weekend we were diligent on coming by and soaking the concrete. It also helped that the weather on Friday was just perfect.
Right.
There was no flashing over, no concrete rapidly drying, and we've been diligent on watering it.
Yeah, I'm looking around right now. I don't see even the slightest crack, which is crazy for this much concrete.
It worked out really well.
I just realized that we have all this wood now that we didn't have a few days ago.
Yeah, got dropped off on Saturday morning.
I actually walked in here thinking that it was just going to be concrete and nothing else. You guys have already started work on the framing, it looks like, on the edges. Can you tell us what you guys have done so far? We're
laying out right now the bottom plates for, well, the framing. We already have the layouts for your closets, your bedrooms, laundry room, bathroom, exterior walls, bedroom. Laying them out so that way we can pre-drill the holes so we can put in the washers and the nuts after we staple on the bottom plates. This is our first wood delivery. I already have the second wood delivery scheduled for Friday.
Wow.
And you missed Chris, our Ganol rep, that delivered our third Simpson Strongwall because we were short one, and he delivered it for us this morning. But it's these right here. These are our Simpson Strongwalls.
Yeah.
And they have the bracket at the bottom that we unscrew.
Ah, I see.
It's gonna go here.
Now it's making sense to me.
Yeah, it's...
I'm a visual learner. I was like, I couldn't quite understand exactly how the Simpson Strongwalls worked, but...
Exactly, so at the bottom of it,
yeah,
it's got these holes right here.
Okay.
This comes out, sits right here.
Right.
These anchor it down.
Got it.
You have 3 of them, 1, 2, and 3. He dropped off the third one this morning.
Cool.
Here's all the boxes of nails that we're gonna go through.
That's a lot of nails.
Bunch of nails, a lot of Simpson ties, so a lot of nails go with that.
Aaron and I will actually be live streaming tomorrow. We'll be getting here around 6 a.m., same as you guys, and we'll be streaming everything. I'm hoping that the noise doesn't interfere with the mics too much. We have pretty good noise canceling on the mic, so it shouldn't be a problem, but it will be...
At the beginning, yeah. There's going to be
noisy.
a lot of layout tomorrow. The noise won't start until we actually start nailing the walls together.
Gotcha. This is my first time I'm able to like easily visualize exactly like how the layout of the house is going to go and feel. You get to stand on the pad finally. You get to see like where all the walls are going to be and like just the size and the scale of everything.
Exactly.
It's a lot easier to visualize.
You get it, especially like when you stand over here.
Yeah.
You know, more or less we're 20 inches away from where your stove and countertop are going to go. So you can see how far your pantry's going to be.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Where your island's going to stand. And then this will be the size of your living room. So
I know. It's still pretty sizable. I remember it used to be a massive room. It still feels really big.
It's still a good sized living room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll, the big old patio doors you can see right here. This will be your view.
Exactly.
Same thing with here, view of your neighbors.
Right. The kitchen is huge. I'm like, did I go too big with the kitchen? I don't know. I don't think Mel thinks it'll be too big, but it's definitely a sizable kitchen.
It's a healthy sized kitchen, yes.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that. Because I know sometimes you like to entertain people.
For sure, yeah.
Many a times we've just sat around the table or your island.
Exactly.
Just eating, talking.
Laundry room. I never had a laundry room before. I did have a washer and dryer, but it was kind of lumped in with the kitchen. Now we have a dedicated room for it, which is great. But Alvaro pointed this out. He said, you know, if we have a swinging door, just a normal door that swings open like this, it could be kind of annoying if you're bringing like, you know, baskets of laundry in and out and stuff. It kind of gets in the way. He was like, what about a pocket door, a sliding door that just pockets into the wall? I said, great, let's just do that. But the only problem is that if this is a load-bearing wall, then we probably can't do that. We would need to reserve this part of the wall for structural integrity. So he's going to check on that right now.
Sí, okay. Esta no es load bearing. Oh, okay. So, okay. Beautiful. All right. It's not a load bearing wall, so we can do a pocket door.
Okay.
This is load bearing. That's not load bearing. So we wouldn't just need to determine the size of the pocket door you would want.
I think that would be for the best, huh?
I think that is the best.
Yeah.
Because then you don't have to worry about opening a door into your laundry room
Exactly.
and it getting in the way, or opening into the hallway.
Yeah.
Pocket door, let's pick this one. So, mañana vamos a ver puertas. Porque si tiene nomás puerta, 7 pies. Sí. So we have 7 feet to play with.
Okay, 7 feet. Oh,
yeah, and it can be a door with the glass panels, or if you decide I don't want glass panels, I don't want people to see inside, we can just go with a big ass door.
Okay, gotcha.
¿Y de altura cuánto tiene ahí? 8 pies, okay.
So maybe we can go to the door store tomorrow and look for something.
Yeah, let's go look at the doors tomorrow.
While we're live streaming.
Exactly, I think it'll make a little, would you call it?
Side quest? Sweet. All right, I just walked away from the job site feeling excited with the progress that's being made, of course, but also a little stressed. If I'm being honest, a little stressed out because, you know, up until this point, I've just sort of been a fly on the wall when the guys are working on the retaining wall and then the foundation, but now we're really starting to get into the finer details, and I'm starting to have to make some big decisions that will actually affect the final look and feel of the house. So my involvement is about to scale up tremendously, and that's a little nerve-wracking. I'm really starting to feel the pressure of how much work this is going to be. But it'll be fine. It'll be great. Thank you for joining on this video. Tomorrow, I know this is super late notice, but if you're available for the stream tomorrow, Aaron and I will be streaming at the job site tomorrow, where we actually get to see the framers begin to erect the physical house with wood. I said erect and wood in the same sentence without making a joke. I should get a Nobel Peace Prize or something. But we're gonna start early in the morning and then probably go for like 5 or 6 hours. So yeah, see you in chat.